Man, it's that old thing, perseverance, consistency, hard work. My goal is to put the same work into, my businesses, my family that I put into football, and I've been running with that mantra since I got married back in '97, that if I'm going to have a successful marriage, I got to, the same hard work and same consistency and discipline I had on the football field, I got to put in my marriage and with my kids and with my businesses and all that. So it teaches you a lot, man. How to deal with your fellow man and not look at his color, but look at what he can do for the overall good of what you're trying to accomplish. So sports to me in general is just an incredible deal when you talk about football specifically, because of the closeness of guys. I just believe it's an amazing sport.
Let's start this video off with the Friday night matchup between Maine and Weber State. What impressed me last week about the Black Bears was that they went after and attacked the strength of Jacksonville State, which is their secondary. They also attacked their defensive line by running downhill. That level of DGAF-ness is exactly what you need to make noise in the playoffs. In this matchup against Weber, the biggest key for the Black Bears will be winning along both sides of the line of scrimmage. Protecting the football is obvious, but if Maine can continue to win up front, they'll be successful. For Weber State, quarterback Jake Constantine did exactly what he needed to do: keep the offense on schedule, be efficiently effective in the passing game, as well as play exceptionally well situationally, all of which led the Wildcats offense last week against SEMO. On the defensive side, that excellent linebacking core led by LeGrand Toya and Landon Stice have to continue to make plays at or behind the line of scrimmage. Making Maine consistently play behind the sticks puts Weber in an advantageous situation. I still like the Black Bears in this ball game. I'm big on balance, and what I noticed last week was a team that was balanced on both sides of the ball. Maine played with a certain level of edge last week, and I believe that edge will carry over out there in the elevation of Ogden, Utah. What a matchup in the Fargo Dome between Colgate and North Dakota State. If you love defense, this is your game to check out. The Raiders are coming off of an impressive win against James Madison, one in which their defense picked off Ben DiNucci 5 times. I think defensively they match up very well against North Dakota State. Where they will have to be excellent is on the offensive side of the ball, and that starts with the guys up front being able to control the line of scrimmage. North Dakota State poses a lot of the same challenges that James Madison did last week, and this offensive line has to be able to get movement in order for things to click. Also, quarterback Grant Brenneman in his first game back in 3 weeks did a solid job of running with the football. He did miss some big play opportunities in the passing game, which can't happen this week against North Dakota State. I will chalk that up to being his first game back. However, that'll be where the Raider offense has to thrive. The passing game cannot miss any opportunities for chunk plays against this defense. Moving over to the Bison in this ball game, I love what I saw last week against Montana State. North Dakota State held the Bobcats to only 3 out of 15 on third down conversions, while being 6 out of 9 themselves in that same category. The formula doesn't change for North Dakota State, just the players. Stopping the run will be paramount for the Bison in this ball game. The expectation should be to make this an Easton Stick versus Grant Brenneman game. To me, getting Colgate to throw the football more often than they want to is a winning formula, one that I think North Dakota State will be able to accomplish. I'm taking the Bison in a close one. Another great quarterfinals matchup, this time down in the Peach State, as South Dakota State travels to take on Kennesaw State. Now, the Jackrabbits made light work of the Duquesne Dukes last week and come into this ball game facing a unique challenge because of the triple option offense of Kennesaw State. This one for the Jackrabbits will come down to situational football. Can they win on second down against the Owls offense, and can their own offense win on third down? If they can do both, they can neutralize a lot of what Kennesaw State does on both sides of the ball. Quarterback Taron Christian is a big-time playmaker and deserves a ton of credit for what he's been able to do this season in the passing game. But their defense and how they are able to stop the run is going to be critical in this contest. Kennesaw was able to escape last week against a strong Wofford squad that was very similar to them in nature, and Mother Nature played a huge role in the sloppiness of that game, so I'm willing to give them a mulligan in that regard. Against the Jackrabbits, I want to see the Owls offense hit the ground running, being a lot more efficient efficient in their attack, and quarterback Chandler Burks is a Walter Payton Award finalist and has been a true leader on this team throughout the course of his career. And just like South Dakota State, it'll be the Owls defense that'll have to step up big time in this ball game. Can they get pressure and can they cover on the back end? Both will be put to the test in this ball game. I like South Dakota State to win this one. There's something special about Taron Christian. He has a lot of the Deshaun Watson-like qualities, and I look for him and that receiving core to have a great day throwing the football against this Owls secondary. And finally, we have a rematch game between UC Davis and Eastern Washington. The Eagles were able to rout the Aggies back in November 59-20. The biggest key in this game, or in that game, and will be won this time around for the Aggies, was ball security. UC Davis had an early lead in this contest, but their defense started to get suspect versus the run, which is quietly another key in this ball game this week, and they start to turn the ball over. The pick six by Eastern Washington's Webster and Newsy was the turning point in that game, in my opinion, and with the way the Aggies play offense, which is best described as explosive ball control, they can't afford to put the ball back in the hands of the dynamic Eagles offense. And I love the resiliency showed last week by both the Aggies and the Eagles. Eastern Washington was able to regain control against the Nicholls Colonels and poured it on in the second half, outscoring Nicholls 32-7. With the way running back Sam McPherson can run the football and with the way quarterback Eric Barrier keeps the chains moving, this offense of the Eagles is very tough to defend. On the other side of the ball, an athletic, opportunistic defense helped pave the way for the comeback. In this game, can they take away the passing game of UC Davis and make them one-dimensional? I think they can, and they will, so look for the Eagles to move on to the semifinal round after the win.